Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and I was just gonna do a repotting video. I have a plant that needs a new home, and I thought before I make a giant mess in here with all the soil, I would show you my favorites for August. So a lot of the plants lately to me have been feeling like wallpaper. Like I don't pay attention to them, I don't see them there, and I thought of that just when I walked in here. I saw my Syngonium wendlandii, and I thought, when's the last time I've seen that plant? I see it there, I see when it's wilted, but I don't see it anymore. It looks like wallpaper. It looks like a picture that's been on the wall for 20 years. I don't even see it there anymore. So I think I want to rearrange some of the plants like from room to room instead of just like different shelves, like move them around so I'll have to see them more often, pay attention to them more often. Does that make sense? I think I want to do that. I think I need to do that for the plants' sake. But anyway, there are still some plants that pique my interest throughout the month, and I'm going to share them with you. The first one, I don't know what this is called, but I think it's a crassula of some sort. Doesn't this look like something that belongs underwater, like in the ocean? You could just picture it swaying slowly back and forth. I love this little succulent. It has the cutest little texture. I hope it's coming across in a video. It's like these little layered little pieces at the tip. It looks like a little rosette. It's so cute. It's in this tiny little pot. It sits in the west window here. Gets a lot of light throughout the day, a lot of afternoon sun, and it just really loves it there. It's never gotten sunburned or anything like that. It does so good there. And I just watered it, so it's nice and plump now and like stiff. You know how when a succulent really needs water and it's like soft, and then you water it and it's like hard as a rock? That's how this feels now, and I absolutely adore this little guy. I keep wanting to do a video, at least it's written down, to do a video on all of my smallest little plants, like all my 1 and 2 inch pots. Actually, I probably don't have any 1 inch pots, but any of these like small pots here, I want to do a video on the little tiny plants. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I love when it's freshly watered. It just feels so good. It stands up so tall. I don't know how long this is gonna get before it kind of like starts bending and like maybe breaking, but I don't know. I've had this for a long time. I love it with all my heart, and it's one of my favorites. I love having it on the window right there. I see it all the time. It's a little beauty. I don't know what its name is though. It's crassula something. I know that. Okay, the next plant here, this is one that I'm kind of shocked is one of my favorites. It's the jade plant. Jade, yes, jade. I have never liked this plant, okay? I've never liked it. I've never liked the leaf shape. I don't like this tree-like stem. I think these two things just go so weird together. I don't know what it is, but the reason I have it, I actually have 2 of these, is because I got very crazy into succulents last year. Was it last year? I feel like it was 10 years ago, but I think it was last year. Probably around this time, maybe October-ish. They were doing like a 50% off sale at Lowe's, and I bought a bunch, and I bought some hanging baskets as well. They were so beautiful, and I was like, I'm gonna get all into succulent arrangements, and I was like very excited about it. I did 1, that's it. The rest of them I kind of just kept until they died. But the jade plant did survive, and then when I took it out of the arrangement and potted it up, I only kept it because it wasn't dead yet. And I thought, well, I can't just throw that away. It's still doing good. And I never really cared about it. I would let it sit there and I'd water it. Same as like with the wendlandii. It was just there. I didn't really care about it. Like if it lived or died, I didn't care. But slowly, it started like growing on me. I would see it and I'm like, you know what? That jade plant's actually, is it cute? Is jade kind of cute? I think jade might be kind of cute. I kept it in the window. These 2 plants lived in the south window in the living room. A ton of sun. They were getting a ton of sun, and of course it has a freaking spider web on it. Everything has a spider web on it. I left this outside to water it, and it's been out there for probably 2 weeks now, and of course there's a spider web on it. There's no spider on it, but there's a spider web on it. Anyway, yeah, I left it outside to water. I left it under. It isn't a covered porch, but they get a lot of west sun when the sun's kind of going down in the late afternoon. So it did get kind of scorched. The other plant probably has like 10 leaves that look like this, but I think it looks kind of cute. It gives it a little character. It just feels like a little scab. Yeah, these living in the south window get a lot of sun stressing. They get very purple and like brown almost, but in a cool way. And then I moved them away from the window because I thought too much is probably not too good. So it kind of went away, but I love this plant now. It just kind of flushed out and like filled out a lot more. It's growing this little leaf right here. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. I ended up loving the plant so much I went and bought a variegated version. It's really small. It's probably like not even that big. It's really, really small. One day he'll be this big and have bark. But I love this now. Love this plant now a lot. I'm glad I have 2 of them. They're so pretty, but they are very top heavy because the plant doesn't need water all the time. Like the soil is going to be dry for a long time before I water it again. But yeah, it's a little top heavy at times, but I just think it's so freaking beautiful. And I never liked this plant, never liked it, never appreciated it. And now I'm like, how did I ever not like jade? Jade's kind of cute. Don't tell anybody, but I kind of like jade now. Okay, another plant that I cannot get over is the ponytail palm. This is a plant I have really liked having a lot, and there are times again when I kind of feel like it just sits there and I water it and that's it. And sometimes I don't really appreciate it so much, but I took this outside to water it, of course, and I left it out there. It's probably been out there for 2 weeks at least, and it has gotten so full. It really like grew a ton of fronds. There are a lot of brown ones in here too, like dried up ones, but I kind of like the way that that looks. I like that little dried look with the new green ones, and it's just so loud. It looks like it's gonna have that kind of grass that's sticky, like when you touch it, it feels like it's gonna slice your finger off, and it's like, you know, that kind of sticky razor blade grass. It looks like it has that, but it doesn't. I feel like maybe at a certain angle, but I've never cut myself on this. I play with it all the time, and I absolutely love it. I feel like ever since I put it outside just to water and I left it out there, it's also under the covered porch, but it gets a lot of afternoon sun. It just kind of started flourishing. So I think I'm gonna keep it out there until maybe the late fall time when it's probably a little too cold to keep it out, especially overnight. But I absolutely love this. I think it's so weird and cool. It's just like this big stump. And I sometimes struggle on when to water this, but I have learned just wait till like the stump is a tad bit soft. When you see it like not looking like a good trunk and it looks a little sunken in, a little pruny, give it a good squeeze. And if you can squeeze it at all, that's when I water it. Like right now it's hard as a rock. And when it starts feeling like it'll give a little bit, like an avocado, like a good ripe avocado, that's when I water it. And I put it in a basin and I just pour water into here and let it just stay forever until I feel like it's a good watering, probably a whole day. And then I just leave it outside. It's doing really good. I love these dead brown ones here with the green. This plant is so cool and beautiful. And look how cool it is. I just love it. I love this one so much. And I think because I moved it, like I was saying, I feel like I gotta move some of these plants around because this one sits in the same spot all the time, especially through the winter. It's just kind of sitting there. But once I put it outside, when I walk outside, I'm looking down at the plant and I'm like, I think ponytail palm is pretty cute. I love it now. I'm like crazy about it. I never disliked this one. Like it's not a plant that had to grow on me. I've always liked it. But I you know how sometimes plants you're like, I love it. And then the next day you forget it exists. Now I'm like, I want 10 of them. I want 1,000,000 of them. I love them. I love it so much. Okay, this one here is an unexpected love of mine. This is the Alocasia Purple Cloak. This is one that has grown a lot. It's kind of like too sprawled everywhere and it takes up a lot of space. I keep wanting to maybe get like a tie, like really loosely just to hold them, maybe like this tight, just so they're kind of a little tighter up like this and not like hitting all the other plants that are on the table. But this is a plant that definitely had to grow on me because I bought 2 of them when I first saw them because I never heard of it before and I thought I better get 2 of them. and then I immediately hated it. It just would never grow. It stayed really short for a long time. The leaves that would grow would die, and then I don't know what it was. I never really fell in love with it or wanted to care about it. The other one died. This one I only kept because it wasn't dead yet, you know? Even though there are some plants that aren't dead yet and I will throw them away in a second, just give me a reason to throw that plant away and I will throw it. But this one, I don't know, I just couldn't throw it away yet. And it just started popping out leaves left and right, new ones constantly. This one right here is the newest leaf. And look how beautiful it is. It's purple, like it's a purple on the back, but it's got this green coating on it. That's not the right term. What do I say? It's like green leaf with a purple shift or something. Like, it's a beautiful plant. It's a beautiful color. It's amazing. I love it. I love how big the leaves have gotten too. And the other day I was cleaning the table there and I thought, when did these leaves get so big? Because I remember a time hating this plant because the leaves would never grow. And look how big this one is now. Like, look at my hand with this leaf. It's huge. I just absolutely love it, and I couldn't believe how big this leaf was. Like, where did that come from? Hold on, hold the phone. Oh yeah, this has spider mites. I just cleaned all of those alocasias for spider mites too. But no, I didn't. I'm a freaking liar. I cleaned my alocasia frydek and my philodendron McDowell for spider mites. That's what I cleaned, and I told myself, go check the alocasia since you're doing the cleaning already, and I didn't. Maybe I'll do it this afternoon, because I keep all of my alocasias except for one, the frydek, I keep in the other room just because it's way too big to put on the table here. And when one has spider mites, I clean all of them because they'll spread very quickly, and I see them on here right now. Yeah, so I'll go clean this a little later today, but I'm not afraid of spider mites. They're easy to take care of, especially if you catch them quickly, and they'll be fine. You'll have to clean them a few times a year, but it's okay. And then I started growing these tiny little babies down here. I mean, come on. Come on. Love this plant. I'm glad I kind of gave up on it in my heart, but the plant would not give up because it was like, please don't throw me away, ma'am, please. And now I would never throw it away. I love it with all my heart. It's so beautiful. Okay, my last favorite. I actually brought out my Ficus umbrellata to show as a favorite, but I already showed that one in my Plants That Are Making Me Happy video. So I'm going to show you a different favorite. It's this one right here. It's my Philodendron Bobsey, the OG Philodendron Bobsey. I love this plant. You guys know I love this plant. I love it with my whole heart. Let me move this out of the way. I love you, but you gotta go sit on the floor now. You're in the way. I'm gonna tie up those leaves, I have to. Okay, love this plant. The leaves are all hanging down just because that's just the way it started growing. It does need a little bit of a glow up. I need to switch out the soil and stuff. But this is like the original plant down here. All the leaves are still alive and growing and doing well. But I've chopped this plant. I think this is the second time I've cut it now to make propagations because it grew all the way to the ceiling. So I chopped it right here and I chopped it there again. And it will sprout another little sprout because it wants to continue growing. Originally it put out this little like fake leaf here, and then it put out 2 leaves right away. This little leaf here and then this one here a little bit with a little bit more shape to it. But it popped out these leaves immediately, 2 at a time, which was kind of cool. But look at this. It also started growing out of the soil down there, like just from, I'm guessing, I don't know, the roots or something. But it just started growing randomly out of the soil, this whole other plant, which was so cool to see. It had a little tiny leaf here. Oh, like that one right there is stuck. I mean, it's not even stuck, it's just still unfurling. No, it is stuck because it's cracked. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. I thought it wasn't stuck, but it's cracked. Oh shoot, I cracked the tip off. It's okay, it's a tiny leaf. Anyway, the leaf right here, I don't know if you could see it cracked right there because it was bent for so long and then it scabbed already. So it's probably been cracked for a long time. But the leaf will be okay, just the tip's gonna be a little messed up. But, and then I grew this leaf here, this long slender one, which is kind of weird. But isn't that cool? cool. It started just growing another random plant in there. The plant that keeps on giving. I have 1, 2, probably 4 leaves up there still in a jar of water that have been propagating and growing roots and stuff that I do intend to do a giveaway with them, but the roots are taking a long time to grow. I don't know how to ship them. I'm afraid they're gonna show up dry or dead or rotten or something. So I gotta research some more ways to ship those kind of things before I do it, because I really want the plant to show up alive and well. You know what? I bet I could figure out a way. What about those little like capsules? They're like a little tube that you could stick a propagation in and it has a little bit of water. I bet that would be a good way to ship it. I'll have to look into it. Anyway, what am I talking about? I love this plant. It's my favorite. It's growing a baby. It's old leaves up there growing in water. And I love it so much. And I can't believe it like just started growing out of the ground. It's amazing. Anyway, that's it. Those are my favorites for the month. And I guess I'll show you the Ficus umbrellata since we're here. Love this one. It started getting really bushy and branchy right at the top. Like all the leaves started growing at once. Love the paper thin quality of these leaves. I love how big they are. They're so delicate and thin. Oh, love this plant a lot. Anyway, okay, that's it. Those are my favorites for August. Let me know some plants you loved so much this month. I would love to know. Slow down. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss my next one. And I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.